Yo!
Oh, do you wanna? Hey, how's it going? I got an ad going up. Do you wanna adjust our camera down a bit? If that's okay, because I'm probably gonna slouch in this.
Hey gang. Sorry, we're
Gucci gang.
Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci gang, Gucci
Gucci
gang.
gang, Gucci gang.
What a disgusting way to
Yeah,
start
thank
the
you for the
stream.
worst intro ever.
Hey everybody.
Hi, and welcome to another session of Elemental Evil D&D. I am your host / DM Elliot. If you don't know that already, get out. And
You don't know that already. Who are you and
Yeah.
why are you here?
have you posted to Discord, by the way? You have.
Oh.
Great, thank you, Dan.
Hey Discordians.
So I will briefly do a recap of the story so far, as well as some other little bits and bobs. Firstly, I just want to apologise that we've been on a hiatus for a long time. The last thing you probably saw, if you were an avid member of this channel, was the Riensing movie. If not, you should definitely go check that out. It was an amazing 10-player session that we did with two different groups who play the same campaign that Jamie runs, who unfortunately can't be with us today. He's not dead or anything, he's just busy.
Doesn't work.
And yeah, but it was an epic session, so if you want to go check it out, it's I believe it's in the top corner of the stream, possibly, but if not, it's in our past broadcasts. So yeah, I will do our character and people introductions, starting with the man on my left.
Alright, you know what time it is. It is 7:34, which is Tom time in the south of Nebraska. I'm Tom. I'm going to be playing Coludane Husk. He is a drow bard who doesn't really know what he's doing, but likes to pretend he does.
So, as always, I'm Dan. I'll be playing Cyclone the Air Genasi Rogue, who is a bit of a shit.
Just a little bit of one.
I will also be Jaegering Fork Undi for me old boy Jamie.
Me old boy Jamie. Bless him. He
Right.
tried so hard to be here. but
He didn't
can't.
try that hard.
No, he's at work.
There were ways he could have made it.
Yeah, he could have thrown up on someone at work. You know,
And last but not least, our man on the Skype.
man on the cam.
Namaste. My name's Joe. Feel free to call me Ferrets. I was supposed to be me opening up to the ferrets above. And
Oh,
playing-
ferret above.
I was playing our favourite little owlboy, Kirik, who is an Aarakocran cleric with a strange fascination with pickles.
He is my favourite little owl boy, I gotta say.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
As owl boys go.
out of all the owl boys I know,
Yeah.
Kirik is at least top
He's
3.
not my favourite owl. He's not my favourite boy, but he's my favourite owl boy.
I love owl boys.
Boys.
Uh,
That's just Kirik.
And yeah, it's me, it's Elliot, and like I said before, I am DMing this mess. So, the story started way back when in a little town that I like to call Red Larch. It's also called that in the book, it's not just me. Our adventurers were there in this area looking for various reasons for a delegation of people, mostly dwarves, that had been sent south from the city of Mirabar to the town of Goldenfields on some kind of mission. Somewhere along the way, they were ambushed by they didn't originally know who, and through their investigations in Red Larch, they discovered a series of elemental cults. These cults, one for each element, obviously earth, water, fire, and air, have been causing all the troubles in this area, which is called the Desserin Valley. They have so far taken down outposts of each of the cults through various means, either subterfuge or just killing everyone there, the latter happening more often than the former.
3 times.
Also, you started to let other factions know that you'd cleared out these outposts, and the Order of the Gauntlet actually moved into an outpost called Riverguard Keep, and the Zentarum, who are kind of like a thieves guild, moved into a place called Feathergale Spire. Riverguard Keep was sadly attacked, and one of the former characters in the party was there during the attack, and there was a bit of a kerfuffle there, to say the very least. Cyclone Dan's character was quite upset at Xenos, who was Tom's old character, and there was some disagreement there, as Xenos had originally left the party due to Jamie's character Fork being a necromancer.
What a mess this campaign
It really truly is, isn't it? He is a lawful good necromancer though, but
Spaghetti Western.
anyway, I'm getting a little bit off topic. So the last time we saw our brave and noble adventurers, they had headed north to solve an investigation of a fire witch stealing and taking someone's livestock. It turned out to be a ruse made by the Stone Cult to capture our brave adventurers, but you thwarted... And Kirik, but the adventurers and Kirik thwarted such plot and were even blessed by an ancient chieftain for returning his bones.
We're going back to report to the people who set up the trap for us.
Yeah. So, as well, something I haven't mentioned is these characters are all quite deep into the Stone Cult as their alter egos, while the Stone Cult is also actively hunting for their real egos. So that's a fun little thing.
So last session is when I got that silver longsword that I don't know what it does.
Yes.
Good job, I just learned identify.
Yeah, it's a good thing I didn't come up with what it was yet. Identify that last.
Do you want to hear my session notes from last session?
Yes, I'd love to hear your session notes from last session.
Last session was session 25.
Hmm.
This is session 26 now, gang. So, session 25. We head on up to the Nettleby Ranch, murder in our hearts.
Well, that is all you need to say, really.
We brutally killed him in front of his entire family, except for Bertram, who of course we had already killed. We stole a lot of stuff. I found a very nice silver sword in a very old bag of holding by a bit of a fluke. We struck up a deal between the barbarians and the Nettlebys to split their livestock, and we returned to the ancient boy's goods. We returned the ancient boy's goods, and he gave us a little charm each. Nice, short and sweet.
Yes, yeah.
And we did a good deed for an old spirit. He charmed us.
I think I have written down the charms that were given.
We've all got them down. So Fork can cast Conjure Animals 3 times.
Do you know which one Joe got?
Whichever one is not Conjure Animals, Dark Vision, or Restoration.
Okay, I'll just have a quick look. There was the Charm of Restoration, Charm of Vitality, Charm of Animal Conjuring, and the Charm of Dark Vision.
Vitality, if you got them.
Yeah, so Kirik, you have a Charm of Vitality.
Okay.
I will just very quickly tell you what that does, because I'm actually right on the section. I thought it was at least. Is it slightly after the magic items, or is it slightly before the magic items? I know it's one or the other.
It's vitality, not virality.
No, vitality. Did you say slightly after that?
Yeah. It's virality.
Who knows?
There's genital diseases.
Good.
Damn.
Okay, this charm allows you to give yourself the benefit of a potion of vitality as an action. Once you do so, the charm vanishes from you.
Well, you can only do it once.
Yeah, all of these are... some of them are 3 uses, some of them are 1 use. What one do you
my
have?
charm has 6 charges.
Oh, you have the Charm of Restoration, yeah. So, and yeah, you can either use Greater Restoration or Lesser Restoration.
Oh, that only works.
Wait, was it again? Sorry, Elliot?
The charm allows you to give yourself the benefit of a potion of vitality as an action. Once you do so, the charm vanishes from you.
What, it says 1 use?
Yes.
So it's essentially a vitality potion.
Yeah, but you don't have to carry it. I don't know. That was just
I didn't write it.
Yeah.
That's not bad. It's just funny.
It is a bit weird that.
Why didn't he just give us a potion of greater restoration?
And then it costs a bonus action to use instead of an action.
Yeah, it'd actually be better to have the potion. But you're not going to get it. That's not how this works.
That's not how this works.
Okay. You get to choose.
I'll have a +3 Vorpal dagger, please.
Hell yeah. What does Vorpal mean?
Okay.
You behead them.
So that was
Fuck.
that was a slight. Did you finish your notes?
Oh yeah, man.
Okay.
It's just a short one. Short but
Okay. Well, you find yourselves outside the, I believe it's the Heavertree estate where you met up with Jamie's mysterious friend.
Oh yeah.
And you were headed south towards the Sacred Stone Monastery, I believe, to report that you had cleared out Riverguard Keep for both the stone and water cults. Is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that is And you have your horses with you currently.
Yeah.
So that is going to be about there's the map. Oh, sorry, it's Helvenblade House, not a Hemetry. That's something different.
That's a much cooler name.
Helvenblade. Yeah, it's quite a lot cooler, isn't it?
I'm just having a look at my magic items that I've got.
It's about a 7-day journey by horse to the Sacred Stone Monastery.
Some lovely black dancing shoes. I love that they're described as lovely.
Oh, they're the ones that can
teleport me to a plane related to the dance that I do.
Yeah.
If you have any items you'd like identifying over these 7 days, hit me up
Yeah, this.
in the DMs.
Can you tell me how to recharge my hot sword?
First of all, I'm going to. First day, identify on the claw thing.
the claw thing. What exactly was the description of it again?
I've just got Wiggum's claw thing. It was like a bronze.
Oh,
thing which you
yes.
just, like,
It's one claw of the Umber Hulk.
Oh.
They come. You would know also from the identifier pair that they only work in pairs, or should I say they only work properly in pairs.
That sucks.
Hence why he was struggling to get through that stone wall.
Yeah.
Cool.
I will tell you what the claws of the Umber Hulk do if you want.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Thought this might come up. So claws. Oh, is it not in here? Is it in? Oh, I think it's in the.
Yeah, there's not none. Put that in the DMG.
It's in the Elemental Evil one.
Have you got anything you want me to identify, Kira?
Okay, yeah, here we go.
Nah.
Claws of the Umber Hulk. These heavy gauntlets of brown iron are forged in the shape of an Umber Hulk's claws, and they fit the wearer's hands and forearms all the way up to the elbow.
Wow.
Whilst wearing both claws, you gain a burrowing speed of 20 feet, and you can tunnel through solid rock at a rate of 1 foot per round. You can use the claw as a melee weapon whilst wearing it. You have proficiency with it, and it deals 1d8 damage on a hit. Your strength modifier applies to attack and damage rolls as normal. Whilst wearing the claws, you can't manipulate objects or cast spells with somatic components.
That's cool.
Yep, that is pretty cool.
It's pretty dope.
Second day,
Mhm.
I'll identify the wolf mask, just in case there's anything extra on there. Because so far I know it's in 1d4 rounds, 1d6 wolves appear.
Yeah, she explained what it did, so yeah, that's what it does.
Cool.
Because that was one of the ones you got from Mirage.
How did it recharge again?
I think it's just on the day it recharges. Yeah, it'll reset on the day and you get 1d6 charges back.
Cool. Third day, identify Colleen sword.
I've got two I need. Warm sword first, please. What is it? How do I recharge?
Okay, so it has 3 charges of Fireball.
3 charges of fireball.
Yep. You can cast 1 per day.
Okay.
I think, wait, actually, let me... Let me go to this. Yeah, you can cast 1 Fireball per day,
Alright.
and it must recharge in the noonday sun.
Noonday sun.
That's, yeah,
What does that mean?
at noon, you have to recharge it.
Noonday.
You have to let it out. It has to be sunny at noon, and you have to leave it in the sun.
Ah, fuck.
Fourth day, I'll identify the fancy arrow I picked up.
Okay. Was there a description on it?
No, it was literally just fancy arrow.
Okay, then it's got to be this one. Okay. It's a simple arrow that can be launched by the power of the user's breath. Returns to the user's hand when called for. So it'll work as like a regular bow arrow, but you don't need a bow to shoot it.
That's fucking cool.
It's like a yondu.
Kind of, but
Doesn't go all the
doesn't.
way
Yeah,
around.
it doesn't. It's not OP as shit. It balanced a Yondu's arrow.
Cool. Fifth day, identify Cognane's other sword.
Okay.
All I've got on this is that it's a silver long sword and I got it in an extremely old, one of the first bags of holding.
This is a dancing sword.
Oh.
You can use a bonus action to toss this magic sword into the air and speak the command word. When you do so, the sword begins to hover, flies up to 30 feet, and attacks one creature of your choice within 5 feet of it. The sword uses your attack roll and ability score modifier to damage rolls. While the sword hovers, you can use a bonus action to cause it to fly 30 feet to another spot within 30 feet of you. As part of the same bonus action, you can cause the sword... Do you want me to just take a picture of this?
Yes, please. I should get it up on here actually.
Oh, okay.
I'll find it online.
It's not a plus anything, it's just a standard balancing sword.
I think I know what it does anyway, but 6th day on the compass that points at gems.
It's just a compass that points at gems.
So, just in case though. Cool, that's all I think that's all we identifying.
Okay, sick beans. Yeah, I don't think there was anything else that you got. So I need some dice because, as always, I've forgotten the one critical component of D&D.
So again, as we get like about a day out before we'll disguise up.
Okay. Using Remy's dice today. Isn't that fun?
Alright. That hopefully means we're going to buy some wares.
Alright, sweet. So, one,
Let's disguise
two,
that.
3, 4,
I'm good at that now. I mean, I was anyway.
6.
Now I'm just far too good
Seven.
at that. Oh yeah, so for anyone watching the stream, we've all just got feats as well.
Yeah, I was going to give them a
Oh,
feat
yeah.
at level 7, but I totally forgot when they actually leveled up to 7. I personally really like the idea of just giving parties a feat randomly, just to show that they're kind of like really specialising into their like particular skill sets, or if they're just wanting to do something a bit different with the character that doesn't require multi-classing. That's just like a personal thing that I'm going to start doing in most of my campaigns. Yeah, just thought I'd mention that.
I'm casting identifiers at Magic Initiative.
Yep. So yeah, you're just heading straight to the Stone Cult, not stopping anywhere, because you will. The quickest route is going to be going through Red Larch.
Not looking to do that, I don't think.
No, what?
I mean, unless it's
Red
not-
Larch is where we started, isn't it?
Yeah, Red Larch is the kind of main town of this
Unless
campaign.
it's not like on fire or being attacked, I
Yeah.
suppose we'll plow straight through.
What's Ronald Gamwich doing? Is he about anywhere?
No, you can't see him for some reason.
No reason to stop them.
If he were there, I mean, I'd like to think you'd stop.
Yes.
Slice him in twain.
That's a bit
I don't
rude.
think I ever met him.
Ah, Koyudain didn't.
Yeah.
So yeah, once you reach Red Larch, it's about another 3 days travel through the wilderness to get to the Sacred Stone Monastery. You're pretty familiar with this route at this stage, so I gave you advantage on all your rolls for random encounters, and you are relatively unhindered in your passings by. You see a few caravans, but as you know, this area is considered very dangerous at the moment, so merchants
Not many
are
people here.
few and far between. The only people you really see seem to be other kind of mercenaries or adventurer groups who are passing through the area.
Other adventurer groups?
Yeah, there are a couple others that you see.
That's fine. We're the only adventurers around
Are you gonna start something?
We're
Okay.
not going to start beefing it with her. That's
You
just
see-
how it's ours. It's almost like rule.
You see another party where it has like a kind of like a fiery cleric looking guy, a gnome. I'm trying to think of the other offshoot characters.
Not any really.
Not really, no.
Apart from our whole side party.
You see Zarsul. Anyway, so you make it to the Sacred Stone Monastery after about 7 days. You see the grand staircase before you. At this stage, you're dressed completely in the stone cult robes. And you see the two kind of sentries on either side of the doors, kind of like, as you get up the stairs, kind of just open the gates for you.
Nod to each of them.
Give him a little nod. Head on in.
So what's your disguise situation at the moment, just so I'm
same
clear?
as usual, all skin covered with the mask. For me.
Okay.
They've never seen my actual face, have they?
I don't... No, I think yours is the one face they have seen.
Okay.
Because you... No, actually, no, they haven't. You're right, they haven't seen your face.
Because I'm usually wrapped up in.
Yeah.
I'll just be wrapped up in shit, so I'll just maintain.
Okay.
Because yeah, I don't stay usually like this for long. I usually take over someone else's body.
Yeah.
So no, for myself, I'll just cover my face just for the sake of it.
And I assume Kirik and Fork are
Kirik
equally...
is going to need to because he's an owl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've got the big robe for Kirik.
Yeah.
Kirik's in the big stony robe, and Fork is back in the monastery robes, I presume?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, as you head on in, you're kind of in the main kind of chamber, antechamber of the Sacred Stone Monastery, and you see as one of the guards kind of, it's you, you've returned. How went it at Riverguard?
We're here. We're alive.
victorious?
Mm-hmm.
Any losses?
Few from the water cult, not from our side though.
Good to hear. And you've informed the water cult?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yeah, you just need to report it to Mirage. Do you know where she is?
She's currently with Helen Ray in her office.
We'll stop by.
They're expecting you.
Brilliant.
Fantastic.
And he kind of gestures you through into the main area of the Sacred Stone Monastery.
Spend a moment getting back into Koyoda's voice. Oh my. Fantastic, there we are. I come with glad tidings.
What are you, fucking an air genasi? Yes, I am.
I come with glad tidings. Okay, brilliant, wonderful. I've got the voice back. Fantastic.
So you all know where, well, you especially know where Helen Ray's office is because you broke into it once before. So you head kind of through into another larger antechamber before the main audience chamber. Take a right into another smaller corridor, and then straight ahead into a door either side. Left-hand side is Helen Ray's office.
Do you want to take the lead or shall I?
You take the lead.
What order are you standing in at the moment? Just so I'm clear.
Me at the front then, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, just in a clump behind.
Just, yeah.
So
Okay,
that's
just in a clump. Okay. Who is it? Oh, sorry, wait. Who is it?
Gorlan.
Oh, come in, come in. You hear someone rush over to the door, kind of like...
I'm pretty sure the name that I was going by with the stone cult was Dynacol.
Good.
Yeah, gotta maintain that.
Excellent. And you hear like just a load of like locks unbolt and stuff like that, and the door kind of creak open. She peeks around the corner, and you see the kind of blank mask of Helen Ray kind of peer around, kind of not really look at you, but just kind of like sense for a moment, and then she kind of swings the door open, and you see sat at her desk is Mirage, the Mud Sorcerer.
Mirage is a stone genasi, isn't she?
She is a water genasi, actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But mud.
She is an ally of both the stone and the water cult, so she styles herself as a mud sorcerer because she makes golems out of mud.
Okay.
Greetings.
Ah, how goes it?
Good. Apologies we were later than expected, but
Yes, well, I had a report from some of my men down in the shrine, and they told me of your news at Riverguard Keep.
yes,
Oh, marvellous.
all goes well.
Very well. Well, as promised, I do have a bit of a surprise for you. Marlos wishes to see you personally. He has a special errand for you all.
Okay, that seems slightly odd.
Sounds
Can I
amazing.
just... She seemed a little bit too happy about that. Can I insight that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Let's roll we do. Ooh, not
Oh,
bad.
that's quite a good insight check, sir.
What is my insight? Oh, plus 0, so 19.
You're pretty sure that she's telling the truth at this point.
But, like, I'm worried about her intentions with Marlos. I don't know who Marlos is.
As far as her intentions go, she genuinely believes that she's taking you to Marlos so that he can take you to run an errand for him.
Okay.
And for her, it's quite... He is above her, so...
That's quite a prestigious thing for her to have done, I guess.
And not only that, but also this is quite a prestigious thing she is giving to you. An audience with him is not what most members of this cult would.
I was just concerned we were going to show up and he was going to kill us.
If that's going to happen,
She
as far as you know, she doesn't know that.
Okay.
Sorry, I just need to look up.
We would be humbled to appear before him.
Fabulous. Well, if you'd like to follow me and Helen Ray are going to escort you down into the shrine, and then we will head through into the water cult, into the water shrine from there.
Okay.
Didn't realize they were linked up. Yeah. Not something else.
Yes. Well, all of the temples below the surface are linked. Unfortunately, some of them are more advantageous than the others.
I can imagine. So we've not had
It
any
seems like a...
attacks from the water. Not water. Sorry, the fire or air.
Our temple is only linked to the air and the. Oh, sorry, no. Our temple is linked to the fire and the air, stone cults. So.
Fire and the water. You are the stone.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I get confused because I am both the water and the. I operate in both shrines, but yes, there are a few entrances to the enemy, shall we say? But yes, if you'd like to follow us down, we will lead you, and Marlos is waiting for us.
Cool. Start following.
Okay. So you head out of the same door that you just came in through into her office. Just need to find the bit of.
Was it Riverguard Keep that we've?
Yeah.
Where is her? There she is. Sorry, she is an Earth Genasi, not a Water Genasi.
Oh, okay.
You were correct. Also supposed to be a man, didn't realise that. Oh well.
She's a
Woman,
she now.
woman now. Yeah!
Questioning the Patreon.
Get fucked, wizards. Anyway, yeah, you're led down into the familiar chamber that you tried to break into formerly. That is a giant, basically iron cage around a finely made dwarven staircase leading down into the darkness of what you now know to be Tyre Basil, the ancient dwarven kingdom. You see, kind of like as you're walking along, Fork kind of catches your eyes, and he like looks a bit excited to go down there now that he knows that it is actually formerly a dwarven kingdom. As the last time you were down here, he did not know that. So yeah, you head down the stairs. You seem to be walking for what seems to be nearly half an hour, down and down and down. Just getting
going down the whole time.
It's a spiral staircase, just going directly down.
Fucking hell, that's horrible.
Yeah, for about half an hour,
Probably
you.
getting claustrophobic.
Where's coming back up?
Kaidane's from underground.
Yeah, he fucking hates it.
You see the one drow just sweating
He's
as he
the-
goes into the underdark, like, oh god.
He is the least drowy drow there is.
Whereas the air genasi and the bird person fine with being underground. So yeah, you eventually reach the bottom of the staircase. Koiden, you know these stairs quite well. You've travelled up and down them more than the rest of the party. You get onto the bridge where the gargoyles attacked you the first time you were down here, and you see as Helen Ray is taking the lead, she kind of raises the symbol of the
I'm gonna
Black
look and see
Earth.
have the gargoyles been replaced.
They have been. And the
I'm
what's
gonna just quickly look to see if anyone else does it or if it's just Helen Ray. Does Mirage do it?
so yeah, you see as Helen Ray goes like that and walks across the bridge holding her hands like that.
Does Mirage do that as well?
No, just Helen Ray.
No, we're all travelling as a group.
Yep.
Okay. No worries, I won't do it then. Okay.
And then yeah, you continue through the Temple of the Black Earth into the sections that you already know about, down into the kind of guard room where you fought the chap aboard the Burrow Shark, and then into the slightly larger Great Dwarven Chamber that you some of that combat also played out in. But this time, instead of continuing forwards into what you know it leads towards Mirage's lair, they take you right. And this is an area that you've not been before.
As we're walking, just in case we need to make an escape, can I look for any possible traps that they're avoiding, or?
As far as you can see, the only thing they've had to actively avoid thus far are the gargoyles.
Hopefully we won't need to make an escape. Hopefully we'll make our way through this.
And yeah, you do see as you're strolling through the shrine, there aren't quite as many people in the areas where you initially fought them as there were when you initially came down here. But you see a few of them have been replaced with, if not by the same kind of people, with like a something that could like feasibly be of a similar power to it. For example, the man with the Burrow Shark has been replaced. You see just an enormous earth elemental just kind of shrouded in the corner, just obviously waiting to take anyone down that's not an obvious member of the Earth Cult. And then yes, you head into this corridor that you've not been in before. And as you travel down it, you see that 3 hallways meet at this room. An alcove in the middle of the west hall holds a 10-foot tall statue depicting a crude humanoid form composed of earth, boulders, and sharp crystals. One massive rocky fist is raised above its blunt head. Shattered rubble from an older statue lies heaped around the pedestal on which this figure stands. and you see as Mirage and Helen Ray both kind of like do a deep bow, holding the Earth Elemental symbol.
Copy. Can we not recognise who this statue is of?
Give me a straight history check. Fork can have an advantage.
I'll roll for 4 because I don't know anything about history. What's a fucking 2 and a 4? So Fork got a 11.
Okay. Fork doesn't know who the statue currently is of, but he knows that the statue, from just kind of piecing together the pieces with his mind, he realizes that the pieces of the statue were originally a statue to the dwarf king Basil.
Tyre Basil.
After which it's Tyre Basil
I've
is
got a
named.
theory of who it could be, because I've got this name written down in my notes, but I wouldn't know.
And you see step out from behind the statue a man wearing a large dark hood, and you can't really see what's happening underneath this hood, as it's already dark in here, and this hood is just kind of cowling most of his face. But what you do notice is seems way too big for a normal person's head. Like the bit of the cloak extends, like the hood of the cloak extends out to like nearly about here and kind of curves around his head like that.
It's got a frill.
It
Like
look
those things from the Mighty Boosh with the big parkers. Like, look deep into the parker.
kind of, yeah.
Is it just like dark, like in the hood, so you just can't see?
You just can't see what's. You see it a lot. What also happens, like the hood comes down quite far over his head, so you can see the kind of rough shape of what looks like a human visage underneath the hood, but you can't quite see what's happening under there.
Stony head.
Big stone head.
There's just loads of smoke.
He's got
He
giant.
just steps out and just.
Oh, sorry. You see him like quickly put something down behind the statue. Sorry, I just need to.
He's just got fucking giant Yoda ears.
They clearly smoke like crack rocks.
Oh, Ellie, you've disappeared.
Hello.
Vsauce.
Hey, Vsauce.
Elliot here.
Right. So yeah, he kind of steps out from this statue. Greetings. I've been told much about you. I hope you haven't been told much about me.
Only name and the respect that we should give you.
The respect that you should give me is warranted. I am, well, needless to say, as you can see from all of those around me who worship me, and he kind of gestures towards Helen Ray and Mirage, who are still kind of on their knees, now even deeper bowed than they were to the statue.
I'm going to bow with them as well, I guess.
I am powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But you have proven yourself worthy of my attention, and that is not a thing most people can achieve, for my attention is worth a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I bid thee, I have a quest for you.
Gladly accept.
Our allies in the water cult. Mirage tells me you have done them many favours as well.
Mm-hmm. Helped out where we can.
Good. Well, we are going to start our first assault, proper, upon the air cult. Those bastards are connected right to the water cult. So far, they have managed to hold them at bay, but now is the time to strike and kill that bitch who leads them. She thinks she is anywhere near as strong as I. She is a fool.
Would this be the name I've heard? Erisy Kalanoth?
Arasai Kalanoth, yes. That bitch. Sorry. Temper gets to me sometimes.
We're definitely the party to it, sir.
We have
It seems that way.
we also know of a above ground entrance to their lair.
Do not worry with that. We're going straight there now.
Oh, you coming with?
Oh no, I'm just leading you there.
Oh, okay. Oh, is there? Oh, it's because they're all connected underground.
Yes, yes, I'm going to take you there, and then from there you will head in as my agents.
Okay. Have you got any sort of disguises for us at all? I'm not very good at disguising.
No, I don't. You have coped this far. I assumed you have your ways.
Okay.
And you will do this in my name, and you will let the Earth Cult know that Marlos was the one who sent you.
Definitely.
Yeah, we will.
Right, well, you seem like you're up for the task. Are you ready to go now? I would be
I've
most...
been ready for longer than you could imagine.
I'm glad to hear that.
Take out my sword and like, place it on the ground to show like this one's yours.
I like that.
No, you take off
You.
one of your 7 swords.
Shing! Shing! Shing!
What is your name?
Dynacol, sir.
You are reborn Dilacol of the Black Earth. You, what is your name?
Gorlam.
You are Gorlam of the deepest earth. And you, what is your name? And he gestures to you, Carrick.
Shelob.
You are Shelob of the deepest depths.
Sorry.
And you, he points to Fork.
Nader.
And you shall be Nader of the undeepest people. You shall be, you shall be, what did you say his name was?
Nader. I was trying to say Yodan backwards, but just fucked it.
Nader of the Stone Knight. You four shall be my disciples. In Marlos's name, in Marlos's name, you shall wipe out this air cult, and we shall take the Temple of Howling Hatred for our own.
I'm going to raise my sword and go, in Marlos's name!
I'll just do a really exaggerated bow without the symbol and just kind of bow my head to
Now
it.
come, do my bidding.
Yeah.
Oh God! Ah!
Oh, yes. Okay. Dynacol of the Black Earth. Damn. If only he knew I was a drow. Nice touch, man.
I think maybe you there, drow.
You there, drow, whose real name is Collier.
You there, obvious drow. Just see him handcuffing an innocent.
What, me?
No, drow, what?
I've never been underground in my life.
How do you know? I've only ever had 2 slaves.
And I was nice to both of them.
Most of the
My
time.
best friend, Drow.
Some of my best friends are slaves.
Oh, moving very, very
Lead the way-
swiftly on.
Lead the way, Marlos.
I will. And you see, as he takes you further into the Temple of Black Earth, he takes you to a chamber to the, a corridor to the, if you're looking directly at the statue, it takes you to a chamber to the left, down there. You see, as he is walking before you, and Helen Ray and Mirage take up the rear. You see, as he's walking down this corridor, he does kind of something with his hands. Seems to be some kind of magical ability.
Could Fork make an Arcana check to see if he recognises it?
Yes.
That's going to be a 17 for his Arcana.
He does recognise it. It is the Dispel Magic.
Oh, so he's letting us in, basically. I would assume.
Or trying to dispel something.
He's doing something. And then you turn, you reach a kind of junction in the corridors that isn't really a junction. There is a tiny pathway to the left-hand side which skirts around the rim of what seems to be an endless chasm. You cannot see the bottom. It just looks like pure obsidian night down there. You just cannot, it's unpierceable even by your dark vision. You can see maybe 10 feet down into there, and below that, just nothing. Mind your step.
Mars, I just wanted to ask. So, once we have killed, what was her name?
Asarai.
Asarai. Once we've killed her, do we want to announce? You said we wanted to tell them that it was the Stone Cult who sent us.
Yes,
and
of
we give it
course.
to you.
You tell them it was Marlos.
I'll tell them it was
No matter what anyone else says, you tell them that Marlos did this.
Okay. Of course we can do that. Is there anything else that you would like us to do after we've killed her?
Bring her head to me and me alone.
Bring her
Again, no matter who else asks you.
head- Okay. No worries. Would it be sufficient for us to kill her, leave a note that said that Marlos sent us, and then bring her head to you? Because it may be difficult to make our way out if we declare that she is dead.
Oh, I want you to kill as many as you can of those air bastards.
Okay.
I hate them.
Noted. Noted.
Right,
Thank you.
okey-dokey.
So thank you for the clarification.
Oh, it's all right. I want you to serve Marlos in the best way you can serve Marlos.
Okay, Miles.
Well, serve Marlos any way I can.
Can do.
Cool.
You seem like a chipper bunch. I like that.
We're quite a lot of fun once you hang around with us a little bit.
Good at a party.
Quite good at the party.
On a talent show.
Play quite a while.
2 times.
Are there going to be any parties?
No, I love a good party.
Well, once we bring back this
Sweet.
head, maybe we could.
If you need a stand-up, let me know.
Oh, a comedian.
Quite a good comedian as well, if I do say so.
We're quite a troupe.
Entertainers and murderers.
Yeah.
I will have use for you in my halls.
I'm very glad. I'm very glad.
I also moonlight as a fine food critic.
Oh, I don't really eat.
Oh, fair enough.
Well, I shouldn't say that. I don't need to eat.
You just do it for pleasure.
Yes, as I do all things.
Hell yeah, my guy. Fist bump, Miles.
No,
I'm not gonna do that.
He breaks your arm.
Just crushes my fist.
Yeah, roll a new character.
Nah.
Oh.
You should do like Tom Hiddleston's like brother and just be like a thunder based like paladin. Adopted brother probably.
Yeah, go on. I'll play Thor.
Okay.
No. Okay. So do we get there? I guess.
Yeah. So,
The chasm.
and yeah, he takes you kind of around this chasm, not on the thin pathway, but he instead of going left across this like very thin pathway, he takes you right towards another junction. There is a pathway going forward, pathway to the right, and a pathway to the left. Going forward, again, seems to be a staircase this time, leading down into that same blackness, equally as dark as the last chasm you saw. But as I said, this time it has a stairway leading down into it. Are you okay there?
Yeah. I'm not sure if it's the stream or if it's my laptop being funny.
The stream seems to be okay on my end.
It's just like weird green effect. I think it must be your laptop. He doesn't obviously.
That's worrying.
He doesn't lead it down into this chasm, but he takes you left into a large chamber. There is also a doorway to the left that he does not take you into. But yes, you see this large chamber in which water fills a rectangular marble basin in the middle of this hall, and the walls display an ancient frieze? An ancient carving in the wall that circles the room. The carving depicts woodland images of deers, bear, and game fowl, along with parties of dwarven hunters. The southeast corner of this room is badly damaged, and the walls there are little more than rubble. He takes you through this room, not really looking at anything in the room. It's very obvious that he spent a long time in these halls and is just completely uninterested and knows his way around them like the back of his hand. And then takes you right into another large room. Oh no, he's gone the wrong way. Ignore that last room. So back at where the staircase led down into the chasm, he actually took you right instead of left. Through some kind of uninteresting corridors up into a room. This is the right room now. In which 4 massive stone columns support the ceiling of this ancient hall. Passages lead out to the northwest and the southeast, which is the one you just came through. In the middle of the hall stands a 10-foot statue of a stern dwarf warrior with spiked balls instead of hands. Could have ended that sentence early and it would have been much funnier. And you see as Mirage enters the room, the stone The statue tenses up and kind of looks at her, and you realise this is animated by her.
I have a stone wall with me.
Yes, indeed. Oh, wait.
If anyone knows the cure for the Wii music being stuck in your head, please hit us up in the DM.
Oh, he's gone the wrong way again. I'm so sorry.
Fucking Mars.
There are 3 exits of this dungeon, and I've gone to the 2 incorrect ones so far.
I'm just imagining like Scooby-Doo kind of thing, them walking through doors trying to get to the right place.
I'm so sorry. Basically, back to that one with the carving around the walls. That was the right way. I knew it was. Why did I doubt myself? So yeah, he takes you into another corridor, into I forgot about this. No, I forgot. No, this is the right one because I remember this now, and I remember it being really weird and funny. You come to a tunnel that runs north and south. Both ends of the tunnel have collapsed, but the west wall has a set of double doors with crude messages painted on them in common. The message on the south door reads, "Norb's rum, keep out Borog." The north door said, "Borog's rum, Norb is stupid," in full capital letters.
What's all that about?
What's going on there?
Oh, some of the more simple members of my in my service use this as their lair.
Oh, rum and Norb.
Who's it? Rum and...
No, it's his rum.
Brog and Norb.
Brog and Norb.
Brog and
They
Norb.
store their rum in each door, I assume.
Yes. And it takes you through another door that leads into a large room. Crumbling masonry and huge uncured pelts and heaps of picked over bone and refuse fill this large room. It looks like it used to be a kitchen or a bakery. Huge ancient brick ovens stand in the middle of the chamber, although most are crumbling heaps of red rubble now. You see, as the door opens, a large figure starts to stand up in the center of the room, and as it kind of reaches its full height, you see this is a 2-headed being, which you would all recognize as an Etin. And you see this large creature say, "Oh, Marlos." Yes, Borog, Norb, stand down, we're passing through. "Yes, sir." And you see as he kind of sits back down onto the pile of pelts and
Wait, it's both the same guy?
yeah.
Ends of 2 heads controlling the same body but with 2 different personalities.
Oh, I love it. Oh, Borog and Norb. Legend.
And you do see in the corner of the room there is a large pile of coins.
That's probably theirs. I'll leave that. Oh, but
And then he takes you into another large dwarven chamber, much like the one that was near the entrance, but way bigger. And you see on the left-hand side, the same chasm you saw earlier bisects this room. It's about 15 to 20 foot wide at this point. And yeah, there is some pillars at the one end of the room that are about 5 feet apart that you think you could use to cross if you were fortunate, because they are about, it's 5 foot jump, a 5 foot jump, and then a 5 foot jump, and you'd be across the chasm.
Oh, so it's like a chasm with pillars coming up.
Yeah.
In the middle. Cool.
so like a Mario Kart sort of situation.
Yes, exactly like a Mario Kart. You actually see a small gnome in a red cap kind of drive along and just fall right into the chasm.
Oh, fuck.
Spins on a banana.
Gets hit by a red shell. And then you see a gnome in a green cap drive past.
Give him the death.
And what you see before you is large pillars holding up these rooms and a small doorway in the back kind of right hand corner. And you see kind of two people stood on either side. One appears to be a stone cultist dressed all in stone robes, and the person on the other side seems to be a water cultist all dressed in the kind of barnacle encrusted watery blue robes of the water cult. And they both kind of they look at you, they see who it is, and they kind of stand up straighter, kind of just stand like that at either side of the door. Marlos kind of nods at them, kind of kind of like hisses at them as he walks past. Then you realise as a sudden kind of air of cold hits you. These chambers before had been quite warm, and you notice that the temperature is vastly different once you pass by these guards. It is about like 10 degrees colder in here now. Yes.
Pretty chill. Nice breeze.
And as you walk in, you see a large chamber that has been badly damaged. Several collapsed columns and buckling walls speak to the passage of many long years, but one feature remains curiously intact. A stone fountain in the middle of the west wall. It consists of a 10-foot wide semicircular stone basin of water with a grinning gargoyle perched on a pedestal jutting out from the wall. Stone doors exit to the north and to the south.
Okay.
Doing anything in here?
I'll have a look over the fountain, but just see if it's recognisable in any way. But
Yeah. Do you say there was a face on the fountain side?
Yeah, the gargoyle's face. It's grinning.
Okay. Does it look like it could be animated, possibly?
Give me either Arcana or just a straight perception check.
we'll go perception.
Yeah. Come on.
15.
From seeing other gargoyles, he's not certain, but he thinks that this one seems to be a inert gargoyle.
Just your standard gargoyle.
Yeah. But what he does notice as he's kind of peering around the room is and he mentions this to you, he says, there's something else in here. And Helen Ray kind of, oh yes, there are.
Oh, hey, Gaunties.
Hey, Gaunties! And hey,
Mister.
who's that? I need ferrets?
No, he sounds like a dickhead.
Yeah, I heard he is.
Sounds sexy.
Sounds like a sexy dickhead. How you doing?
What other
Gaunties?
kind is that?
Yeah.
Kind of Helen Ray looks at him and says, well, yes, of course, there are some other guard elements in this room, just in case.
Fancy.
And then you're led through another small door to the south, and then led into just what seems to be a very tight 5-foot wide corridor that bends round to the right, and you see before you a enormous river and a kind of like canal structure built into this mine. You see, this is where the cold air is coming from. This water seems very cool and almost a pleasant breeze coming off the water. It's not cold, but it is definitely like a cool, pleasant temperature, kind of standing near this water.
Okay.
And you're led past this kind of canal system. You can vaguely see a kind of bridge in the distance, but then Marlos just keeps on walking down through a corridor to the south. You just keep on following.
Marlos, where are we at the moment? Are we underneath the water column?
Yes, we're in the Temple of the Crushing Wave now.
Okay.
This is Gar's territory.
Go.
Gar Chattanoo, leader of the water cult.
Cool.
We are on our way to meet him.
On our way to meet him.
Yes, he is going to be assisting us in this quest. I'm not overly happy about it, as it was my idea, my plan, and frankly, it's my men, so I don't see why he should have anything to do with it. But we need to go through his lair to get to the air temple.
We'll be sure to make sure it's your name that is spread.
Good. No matter what he says, I can't overrule him while I'm here.
Of course.
Which is why I mentioned that earlier.
I'm gonna look like I'm wiping away on the mask and cast a message to Collie. Is Collie getting told us guys about like Gar? Or
Yeah, probably. He probably mentioned that someone killed. Yeah.
just wait for the opportune moment.
Parlay.
You hear that and can reply if you want to.
I'm not going to. For fuck's sake.
Okay, so you continue heading south. There's kind of a turn to what would be the left. There's a doorway on the left as well. Doesn't go in. Turns to the right. Continues heading south. Turns to the right again, and you begin to feel slightly lost in these kind of endless catacombs.
Yeah, right. I was already pretty lost. I was lost after the first
I
turn.
hope things don't go tits up down here.
Oh god, yeah.
But you do also get the impression this may be what was intended.
To get us lost.
Maybe a little bit.
I don't like that.
So, he then leads you to the bridge that you...
Homie!
Apparently we're coming in a bit low, myself and Tom.
Comes down to coming in a bit low. Just move the mic closer, I guess.
Too much closer, otherwise the cable will go taut. That should hopefully help. Let us know if not.
Let us know if there's still a problem.
We'll try and speak a bit louder as well.
So yeah, you're led back out into the kind of like main canal system. What you also notice is, now that where you're standing now, is to your left, you can see the river that you sailed in from underneath the River Guard Keep to your left. And if you kind of look diagonally, kind of slightly to the left, but also forward, you would see the landing that you were greeted at.
Is that the shark by it?
That had the shark by it, yes. Yes, quite.
Oh, you sailed up here.
Oh, did you?
Oh, to tell the water cult that they
Oh, of course,
Yes, yeah.
underneath River Guard, yes. Yes, very good work that was. Mirage has been telling me all about your antics in our name.
We appreciate it. Thank you very much, Mirage.
Oh, no, it's quite right. Deeds should be met with reward. I see it.
You know what? Being in a cult isn't so bad.
Oh, we get a terrible rap! We're very...
Do you need health insurance?
Yeah, when you're growing
Do you have a
up,
dental plan?
when you're growing up, they're like, oh, don't join a cult. And now I'm not seeing the dental plan, I'm not gonna lie.
They don't even have dental. The air cult don't have dental. That's the main reason the earth cult hate them.
Now I'm imagining every single thing as like an intro to like the title card for Always Sunny, then the gang join a cult.
There is no Gar Shadamil!
I say, Helen Ray! Helen Ray!
There is no Helen Ray!
The monastery's a goddamn ghost town! Fork, not only do all of these people exist, they've been waiting for you to kill people for months!
So now established Fork is fucking...
Well, I tell you what won't happen. We won't be killed.
I've already been killed. I resurrected us 3 days ago.
He's talking to a load of zombies.
So Fork is Charlie.
But also, Kirik definitely has the chaotic energy of Charlie.
Kirik is Frank.
Oh shit, yeah.
It's Call You Dane Dennis.
Yes.
Fire cult has medical but no hazard pay.
Alright, so we end up...
So yeah, you're crossing this bridge. Sorry, we got slightly
We're in the
sidetracked.
Vassal cult. If you haven't seen Always Sunny, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, but also go watch it, especially go watch the episode Sweet D Has a Heart Attack. It is some of the funniest 20 minutes of TV you will ever watch.
Does that mean Cyclone is Mac?
Yeah, I think so. That one D. D, everyone hates it.
I think that does work, because Mac is the stupidest.
Yeah, true.
And probably like the rashest.
I'm not stupid though.
Oh yeah, you're just unwise.
Yeah.
And why?
So yeah, you're crossing this bridge, which is a stone bridge that spans the canal in a simple, elegant arch. Steps on either side climb up to the bridge, and the bridge has a low stone banister, and its weathered sides are carved with images of dwarven battles. A single torch burns at the apex of the bridge. And so you cross that, and that's what happens, basically.
He's just said, can I offer you a pickle in these trying times?
What's that?
Can I offer you an egg in these trying
I thought it
times?
was that.
Um,
This is the bridge that we just walked over. I'm doing like a nice little drawing of it with some dwarves.
that is kind of what it looks like.
Yeah?
Yeah, kind of.
There we go.
Why are they Vikings?
I don't know, dwarves are Vikings now.
Okay, that's decided. It's called someone called wizards.
Hey, wizards! Dwarves? Yeah, you heard of them? Vikings now.
So yeah, you head kind of forward. This part, there seems to be corridors going off in every direction. It's kind of hard to keep track of it at this stage. But you seem to be on the central island that the canal entirely encompasses. And you are led into what appears to be a kind of a room in the shape of kind of like a thick cross. Is that like a freestanding whiteboard? I think there's one under those games. Gold!
I know what a cross is like, Elliot.
This isn't for you.
It's for me. I don't know what a cross is, right?
Just because I feel like you should have some visual in kind of where you are. So you're coming in through... Oh, sorry, that was I butchered that arrow because I forgot how arrows work.
They're just a triangle.
Yeah, I know. So yeah, you're coming in through that way. There seems to be something in the middle, but I will tell you about that now. So as you enter from the east, you see an ancient fountain shaped like 3 dancing merfolk stand in the middle of this court. The fountain is dry and the sculpture has been badly damaged. 2 of the merfolk are missing their arms and the third is missing her head. Hallways lead to the north, the south and the east of this chamber. You came through the east. A glimmer of torchlight comes from the north and another glimmer to the east, which is behind you. The door to the northwest is covered with painted glyphs and images of aquatic motifs marred by long scratches that obscure their meaning. And you see staring into this fountain is a kind of a very broad figure who has just barnacles running all the way down his kind of shaven head.
Do I know him?
You may know him.
Yeah.
And you see one arm is not an arm from the elbow down, but an enormous mechanical crab claw. And in the other hand, he holds a trident.
I think I know what's under Marvel's hood. Given the
Afro. With a door in the middle. And you see, yeah, flanking him are just 2 kind of big, bulky kind of guys dressed in simple shorts and just nothing else, just kind of water elemental tattoos just covering their torsos. And you recognise these as the water cultists who are able to turn into water serpents at will.
Oh, wow.
I believe they're called Crushing Wave Reavers. And as you enter, kind of turns and very, very slowly gazes at Marlos. 1 second. Boop, boo, doo, doo. Yeah, we have been cursed by the waiting music to never forget it.
Joe apparently says the cure to it is breakfast at Tiffany's. And I said, what about...
Well,
No, I didn't. It didn't.
there we go.
How about we get number 1?
Huh?
What?
What did you say?
What?
Did you say let's get breakfast at Tiffany's to Christmas number 1?
No, I said how about we are number 1?
Oh, right.
It's too sad, Joe.
Yeah.
After what happened.
It's pretty sad.
So yeah, he turns to you all and he kind of sullenly regards Marlos. And it's kind of, you see as his kind of like giant claw clacks twice. So you made it, then. Yes, we made it. No thanks to your cultists. We were expecting somewhat of a reception, as would befit another leader of the cult. But yet, I'm left wanting by you, Gar. What am I supposed to do? Throw a party every time you visit? No, that's not what I will do. I doubt even your followers here have the strength to do what you are about to ask them to do. I'm merely doing this as a favor to you for taking back the keep, of which, frankly, I thought you were going to fuck up anyway.
Kaide's just like...
What is wrong with you?
Sorry, nothing. Just sore throat. I'm fine.
Weak. Useless. Who are you? And why shouldn't I drown you?
Gorlem of the deepest earth.
Dynacol of the black earth.
And you should drown us because it wasn't the Stone Cold's people who all died in taking back River Crackheat.
Those whelps I sent up to help you were weak. And you survived, so you must at least be stronger than them. Well, I suppose I better take you to the air cult, so you can at least wipe their sorry asses off the board. Then we can take out those fucking fiery bastards. Come on, follow me.
Yeah, I guess we'll follow him.
And yeah, he leads, flanked by these two Crushing Wave Reavers who regard you with kind of, you see as they're like, they seem to have pure hatred for you, despite not even knowing you.
Is Marlos also coming with?
Yes, yeah, he's following.
And Mirage and Helen Ray?
Mirage and Helen Ray still are at the flank of your group.
Okay, so we're all going together.
At the moment, it seems that way.
How in the next like 6 seconds can we turn the water cult against the stone cult?
Start a fight and then get out.
So he takes you to a corridor. He takes you to the southern corridor, which you can see on that map there, and then you turn right, and then you're led to another bridge. From this bridge, you can see just to your left was the landing that you landed at originally when you came down here, and you can see the figures still standing there, guarding it. You cross.
I'll nod to Aeon.
Aeon.
The lady.
No, she hated you. She. Oh wait, so the audience can see it. She kind of.
Like Romeo and Juliet.
What? Yeah, thank you, Joe. That did work. Stairs on each, and you reach another bridge, and you see stairs on each side of the canal climb up to another stone bridge, which spans the canal at 15 feet above the water level. The sides of the bridge are again carved, but this time with the image of dragons standing guard over treasure hoards. Again, a single torch illuminates the bridge. On the west side of the canal, passages lead to the west and to the north. On the east side of the canal, one passage leads east. That's the one you came from. And you see, as you cross this bridge, an enormous hand just reaches up, kind of grabs the underside of the bridge. Another one grabs again and just starts to slowly pull itself up. Gar kind of puts his arms forward and like stops anyone from moving any closer forward. This you see as a troll kind of climbs up from the water very slowly, regards who it is, and just starts to go back under.
Gotta pay the troll toll.
Get into this fucking
Boys
boy's hole.
And then you're led across the bridge, down into a corridor, and now to your left you see the landing with the what's her name again?
Aeon.
Aeon stood there guarding the landing, and to your right you see a what looks like a gate that does not match any of the ironwork or stonework that you've seen so far down here. You see a crudely built iron gate that looks like it is a new addition to this ancient dungeon, blocking the passage. A heavy chain and a padlock secure the gate. And you see 6 members of the water cult stood there, and a 7th who instantly upon seeing you runs up and he says, My lords, Gar and Marlos, what can I help you with today? What brings you to my humble gate?
How's he dressed, sorry?
This guy is dressed like a damn asshole.
He's wearing supreme.
He is dressed in kind of chainmail armor that is made out of like what appears to be very like shiny, sturdy fish scales, and instead of a normal right eye, you see just a glowing blue orb.
That's cool.
That seems to be like just giving off this intensely cold energy.
Cool. Make an arcana check on that.
Yeah, of course.
No. 12.
He doesn't know, apart from this seems to be something that is channeling energy from some source of supreme ice power.
Cool.
And as this fellow approaches you, you notice it gets noticeably colder.
Is his head like freezing around the thing?
No, you just see this kind of like wisp of like mist rise up from where his eye should be.
That's pretty cool. I want that. I want Carrick to have that.
Same, honestly.
Are you saying that?
No.
No. Well, it seems like an inappropriate time.
Okay. That would have been. Okay.
Carrick has assumed that saying anything is inappropriate this time.
Well, the guy kind of regards you all, looking at his one eye, and he says, "What? What is it?"
I know. I'm just fascinated by that eye.
You've never seen a like of me before?
Not really.
Not personally say that I have.
No.
It's kind of cool.
I'm what is known as a one-eyed shiver.
One-eyed
Shiver.
That's even fucking cooler.
John this, by the way.
What does that even mean?
I take both the elements of water and ice and use them to destroy my foes. I removed this eye and replaced it with an orb of ice energy taken directly from the elemental plane of ice.
Fuck.
Can you see through that eye?
I can see perfectly well with the one eye I have, and this one grants me benefits that an eye could not.
Alright, so I'm just wondering, because you wouldn't replace both eyes.
That would be unwise unless you have some other means of seeing.
Alright, I might have to look into this.
Well, if you were to swear yourself to the water cult, I could perform the ritual on you.
Look at Marlos and be like,
Assume that's not wise.
Alright.
Do you actually say that to Marlos?
yeah. Chuckling, is it like I'm joking?
No, I would of course be happy if you were to ally yourself further with our brother cult.
It's pretty fucking gritty.
Gar says, "Prove yourself with this first, and then I might think about letting you in."
God, I hate him.
Alright, fair enough. Let's all get these one eyes.
You just see this guy just pull out a knife ready to go, like, let's go.
None of the stone guys have cool eyes. Just fucking stones in their head.
No, this is the coolest eye you can find for miles around.
Did the fire cult have fire eyes?
Fires?
They are disgusting abominations of flame, and I do not care for them. But no, I don't think they have fiery eyes.
I mean that's a given. They're absolutely abhorrent and a farce on nature. But you know, do they have cool eyes?
Not as far as I am aware. Some of them have halos of fire, but that's the coolest thing I've seen.
That's about the coolest thing I've ever seen.
I literally nut when I saw that the first time.
Alright, and I don't think that's that cool, but alright.
I messaged Colleen. No, I messaged Carrick.
Do you think he masturbates with that claw?
Carrick.
He turns to you with the claw.
Only-
Yes, I heard. The claw hears all. Yes, I do.
It's got like lipstick on it.
I take it off first, normally. Anyway, slightly distracting. So you see as this chap says, "Well, what are you here to do? These stone cultists, they're here to venture forth into our noble brother's house and bring me that bitch's head." And you see as Gar says this, Marlos kind of looks at you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Just give a subtle nod to Marlos.
Were we supposed to say something then?
Now we're taking the head to Marlos, but he thinks we're
You're taking the head to Marlos?
No.
No, okay.
We're taking their head to Marlos, but apparently Gar wants us to take it to him, but we're not doing that. Or we could. I don't know. We're not really allied with anyone.
True.
None of this is real.
Let's stop playing.
We're just
Wait, guys, there's real shit out here.
I can't wait.
Wait, no.
That's really funny. That looks great.
Well,
I'm glad that worked as well as it did. Anyway, he says, yes, Morboth, fetch the key. And you see as Morboth kind of like does this insane, intricate symbol with his, he goes, and he releases the time stone from the Eye of Agamotto.
I grab it.
And run. No. And he kind of like does this thing with his hands, very fluid, and you see as kind of like water starts to emerge from his fingertips, form into the shape of a key, freeze in place, and he just plucks it from the air.
That's sick, man.
Thank you. It's
That's
pretty
cool
cool. I
as
have
well.
quite cool abilities.
I'm a kind of cool guy. Hopefully, after all this is over, we can go get it.
Gar looks at you, he's like, Morboth's cool.
Today's been a pretty cool
I'm just
day.
picturing like just like a leather jacket.
He kind of has a leather jacket. I'll show you some artwork of him.
The one thing that all of the cults agree on is Morboth is the coolest.
Oh, it's not
fucker.
a leather jacket, but he has this like sleeved fur, like
Oh wow.
like sleeveless.
Oh, okay.
Hell yes, Morboth. Fucking slay.
And he's got this big grey beard. It's like, yeah, I'm a pretty cool dude.
Yeah, I guess so. For me, before I saw that picture,
Yeah.
I'm really sorry. It's played by Mackenzie Crook. I think it's something to do with the one eye.
Okay. It's Mackenzie Crook if he got hench and had a big beard and
Someone get Mackenzie Crook to get hench and then put him in the MCU. I don't care who he.
put him in the EE story campaign. Anyway, he grabs this key and you see like as he kind of puts it into this lock, it like instantly just bursts open
Oh, wow.
and dribbles down and into water.
What is that?
Well, once you're inside, I will be forced to lock this door again. Once you return, I can unlock it unless you find your own other route out of there. Fire Cold Toys next door if you want to give them some trouble, but I would warn you, they are considerably more powerful than the air bastards.
Who's just talking more about?
Morboth, yeah.
I think one.
They
One
patrol.
at a time.
No one else is coming with us, are they? Can I read the room and see that it's just us going?
You see as Helen Ray steps forward, I'm coming with you.
Okay.
I am to oversee this mission personally.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
And then Gar kind of like looks at Marlos, says, I was not told that one of yours would be going with this group. I must send one of mine as well.
We're
I'm sensing some tension.
Well, we're all part of the Stone Cult.
I am not part of the Stone Cold.
No, but I mean, like when you say one of yours, we're all his.
Yes, I know, but well, I suppose that is true. In any case, I am sending one of my own with you. And he points to one of the
Come on, Morboth.
Are you saying that?
No.
Are you requesting that Morboth comes?
Come on, Morboth.
Gar, it would be my honour to take upon this mission with these whelps, and
Less cool.
I stab him in the throat.
and carry forth your name into the halls of howling hatred, and bring you back her head. And Gar looks at Morboth and says, I can see no finder of my men for this task. I was going to send either Shardu or Fongan, but maybe you will be more suited to this. And you see both the kind of like the big heavy set guys look kind of like they wanted their chance to prove themselves, and this was taken
Did you
from
make up
them.
their names just now?
Yes, I did.
Well done.
Thank you. What were they called again?
Shardu and Formgath.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Need to remember those.
Was it? Was that it? Was it that?
There's definitely Shardu. I think it was Shardu and Thorngath.
It was.
Can Thorngath be spelled with like an umlaut and a J? Fjorngath.
Okay. And yeah, see as Morboth kind of draws his like sword from his belt, and as he does so, just kind of like an ice kind of crusting kind of appears on it. This is another shark tooth sword, as you know, customary to the water cult. And well, I guess we can come back through this way if I am coming with you. So, let us set forward into the Temple of Howling Hatred. They patrol this area fairly frequently, so we should be quick. They don't seem to be patrolling at the moment. The last one came by about an hour ago, so by my reckoning, next one should come about another hour's time.
You could always wait and silently take them out. How are you, stealth?
Pretty good. Pretty stealthy dude. I like to think of myself as a bit of a jack of all trades. Anyway, my lords, Marlos and Gar, we will perform this task for you. And
I thought your name was Morkoth.
my name's Morboth. I'm talking to Marlos and Gar.
Yeah, but you said you were Jack.
Hmm?
Said he was
Said
a
you were
jack of
Jack.
all trades.
No, it's an idiom.
Ah, alright.
You're an idiom.
What'd you fucking call me?
Let's not do this now.
I'm not an idiom, I'm an Erica.
I'm not an idiom, I'm Kieran.
Thunderwave! And you see as kind of Gar standing there with his trident in hand, kind of like looking just completely bored of the situation. He's kind of like, best of luck. I doubt you will return. And Marlos looks at you all and says, remember, for Marlos and for Gar, kill her and bring her head back.
That we will. We do not disappoint.
You have not disappointed me yet. Do not fail me this time.
We will.
Marlos is way sounder of a guy than Gar. Fuck Gar. Gar's such a dickhead. I'm glad we chose this.
Hey! Hey!
Hey!
Dude!
I mean, all fairness.
I'm just trying to give off this like
Takes a mask
sullen.
off. You didn't kill my whole troop.
Just trying to give off this like sullen vibe.
I'm just
Well,
emo, man.
There's a difference between sullen and asshole.
Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah, we go on for it.
Okay. So as you pass through the gate, Mirage shuts it behind you, and
Betrayal.
Helen Ray's like, no, betrayed. No, anyway, and you see as Morboth kind of like waves his hands around again in the shape of a lock, and the lock kind of forms, turns to ice, forms in place, and then, for all intents and purposes, then turns and to look like a normal lock.
Oh, that's cool. Nice one.
Thank you. I am, like I said, I'm quite powerful.
I love more boss. It's gonna be such a shame when we have to kill him.
What?
Huh?
What did you say?
Oh no.
While he's gonna like
We
focusing
said,
on the
we,
lock,
we
and
said
I'm
we're
looking
gonna,
at
it's
us,
going to
I'm
be a
gonna-
shame when we have to kill you.
Oh,
We're gonna cast a message to Helen Ray
okay.
and just say that.
What are we going to do about taking the head to Marlos? How do you reply to this?
How long do I have to reply to this? No, she says,
I'm in the middle of this shit right now.
well, the fight with Asarai is going to be quite trying. Perhaps if some accident were to befall him either during or before the fight, we could pass it off as an accident, or equally, if we find some reason we cannot return through the Temple of the Crushing Wave. I believe you said you know another route out of the Temple of Howling Hatred.
Yes.
Cast a message again and say,
We could always have an accident after the fight.
Yes, that too. Well, when we're there, we'll figure it out. This is very useful, by the way.
Hey guys, I'm here too.
Ah!
Hey guys, it's scarce here.
Which of guys scared you? Anyway.
Anyone seen Scarce recently?
No, he's made himself scarce. I hate myself. So yeah, as the gate shuts behind you and the lock is clasped, that is where we're going to leave it for today. It has been a little bit of a filler / short session. I didn't want to get into too much while Jamie wasn't here, especially as we haven't done this campaign in eons. But yeah, it was mostly a little bit of an RP session and like a little bit of a catch up. So thank you very, very much for joining. If you are
Don't forget to click subscribe and like.
Exactly. Yeah, if you liked what you saw, please do give us a follow. And also, if you want to stay in touch and keep up to date with anything or everything that we are doing, we have links below to all of our social media, Discord, and also to the Twitch and Twitter of the lovely gentleman who has been joining us on Skype, which is Joe, or you can find him on Twitch as I Need Ferrets. We have been Nifty. You guys have been you. Thank you very much for watching. We love you. I'm going to go end the stream. You guys need to say something while I do this.
Oh, also, the Fun is the New Punk store is still open. People have forgotten about it, but we haven't. There's a link down below if you want to buy things. We appreciate you all. Sayonara. Maybe like two more minutes. Two more minutes.
Okay, 2 more minutes. Keep a lookout for teasers to do with some new Fun is the New Punk stuff at some point. TBC.
Yeah, we're sorry that we haven't been so active on Twitch recently. We're going to try and get more active. We're just all very busy at the moment. But we love you.
We're good to go.
Sayonara. Stay nifty. Ferrets.